Alright guys, this is AlphaCruz coming off with a new Exodia constellar on deck profile. Made the deck. It's supposed to be just for shits and giggles, but it's actually doing real good. It has way more wins than losses, and most of the times I win without even having to summon Exodia. But this is my Exodia constellar deck. And yes, going back to my appropriate Exodia deck, I know 1 day a piece is to 1 and Sangang's to 1. If you noobs would realize when the deck list was uploaded, it was way before, well, not way before, but it was before March ban list. So stop commenting stupid shit on it. Thank you very much. Well, anyways, this is my Exodia appropriate constellar deck. So let's start this. We have all 5 pieces of Exodia. Breaks chains and everything. As long as you get all 5 pieces to your hand and they must be in your hand, you win automatically, no matter what your light points difference and so forth. I run 3 constellar sight. This is pretty much their cyber dragon. If your opponent has a monster and you have no monsters on your field, you pretty much special summon it. This card is broken along with Caius, so you can special summon this. Let's say you bring out Caius or any of the other ones, he copies their level, so you can overlay pretty much for anything. And Caius, you get, when I get to it, I'll explain. But pretty much special summon, normal summon a regular constellar, and exceed pretty much. Also, if you choose to, you can run card from the sky. Because it's a fairy light monster, you can remove it, draw 2 cards to give the constellar deck more draw power. I run 3 constellar Palooks. Pretty much when he's normal summon, you can have an additional normal summon as long as it's a constellar card, and pretty much you could bring out 3. Have him, bring out him, have him, bring out him, and bring out a 4th one, so you can exceed twice for a lot of combos and so forth. I have 3 constellar Algedi. Pretty much the same thing as Palooks, except when it's normal summon, you can special summon a constellar card. So pretty much it stops there, so you can exceed once. Palooks is more versatile. And the key level modifier is Constellar Caius. Up to twice per turn, you could target a constellar card and increase his level by 1 or decrease his level by 1. So, if let's say you special summon Sight, you could summon Caius, and you can pretty much exceed for anything from a level 2 by decreasing his level to a 2, or max increasing his level to 6. So anything from 2 to 6 you can exceed for. So your extra deck could be whatever the hell you want it to be from 2 to 6. You could do so much other broken stuff with this card. That's it for the monsters. Now we go to the magics. 3 constellar star chart. Once per turn, when a constellar XYZ monster is special summoned to your side of the field, except during damage calculation, you draw 1 card. This card is so broken for the simple fact that it doesn't say XYZ summoned. It says as long as a constellar XYZ monster is special summoned, you can draw a card. And if you have 3 on the field, you're pretty much drawing 3 cards. And let's say they dark hole your shit, you could play XYZ Reborn, and this applies to your opponent's turn. Because the magic card automatically happens. You special summon that XYZ monster back. Since it's special summon, you draw 3 cards. Then on your turn, that constellar card you brought out, you can overlay M7 on it, and pretty much draw 3 more cards. So you're plusing 6 cards off of like a 2-card combo. And this is the engine of this deck. Try to get this out to keep drawing like crazy. Pretty much a free Graceful Chariot without discarding. 1 day a piece. Since it's to 1 anyways, you both draw 1 card. Neither player takes any kind of damage. Still broken at 1. 3 Upstart Goblins. Give your opponent 1,000 life points. Draw a card. Try to thin out the deck as fast as you can. 1 pot of avarice. Pretty much have 5 monsters in favor, recycle, draw 2 cards, and keep going from there. 2 dualities, since it's only at 2. And pretty much try to get them at the beginning of the duel so you can set up for what you want to do. You can do it later on, but you're going to be special summoning a lot, so it'll be just a dead card. But it's good at the beginning, or if you want to just search out real fast and end the duel with Exodia. Or back row support. 2 staples, Dark Hole and Monster Reborn. Clear the field. Let's say even if you have an XYZ monster and you just want to blow up the field, just Dark Hole that shit and play Monster Reborn. Bring back your XYZ monster, and if you have Star Chart in the field, just draw off of that. The last 2 magics are 2 Constellar Star Cradle. You can target 2 Constellar monsters in your graveyard, whether it's the Exceed or the regular monsters, and bring them to the hand. And you cannot conduct your battle phase this turn, but you're pretty much going to use those monsters to Exceed again and draw off a Star Chart. And the Exceed monsters are crazy by themselves, so you don't have to worry about nothing pretty much. That's it for the magics, and now we get into the traps. Pretty much 3 Reckless Greeds. Draw 2. You can't draw for the next 2 turns. So normally I wait for it to be my turn, so I draw for my initial draw and then activate it. So I'll draw 3 cards total. And by chance, if you have all 3 set on your turn, you can draw 1 and then activate all 3, and you're pretty much plussing 7. And then you can go. Hopefully you have a combo or something and go from there. And since you're activating 3, you do not skip 6 of your draw phases. You only skip 2 still, because that's it. You only skip 2. There's 2 Dark Bribes to protect your deck or monsters from whatever, like hand destruction and so forth. They draw a card, but you're just securing your deck, so you don't have to worry about nothing. 2 Starlight Roads. So if you have a whole bunch of monsters on field and back row, you don't have to worry about it. Especially to protect your star charts once all 3 are activated. Negate their activation of destroy something, whether they activate Dark Hole or Heavy Storm, so long as you have 2 or more cards. So you must have 2 monsters or 2 magic and trap cards. This counts as 1, as long as you have 1 other card. Negate, destroy it, and you get to bring out Stardust, so if they activate another card to destroy, you can send Stardust to graveyard to negate that card. But since Stardust is brought out with Starlight Road, it doesn't come back that turn, or ever again, because it wasn't properly XYZ summon. Synchro summon. The last 2 cards, like I said before, XYZ Reborn. Using it to target an XYZ monster in your graveyard, bring it back. This also becomes the material. And with XYZ Star Chart, Constellar Star Chart, you're gonna draw cards on your opponent's turn. That's the best time to do it. And then you could, let's say you bring out Pilates, bounce one of their cards, your turn, overlay for M7, and just continue drawing, going off from there. Even if you don't summon Exodia, you'll win off for the Constellar cards. For the extra deck, I run 2 Constellar Parasite. Pretty much their machine type. Any 2 level 4 Constellar cards. You can detach on either player's turn during damage calculation only. That monster gains 1,000 attack until the end phase. So he powers up any Constellar cards, even if they're non-Exceed card. My key baby I like playing with is Pilates. Freaking on either player's turn, you can detach to bounce a card on the field. Any card, whether it's a magic, trap, or monster. And since he's a quick effect, as soon as your opponent draws, you can activate its effect. Or on their end phase, they set a card, a magic or trap. It's better to bounce that, so you have no worries about back row. And since it's end turn, they can't reset it unless it's a quick play, but they'll have to activate it, not set it. And I run 2 M7s. To bring him out is to any 2 level 6 monsters. Or you can overlay him on any other constellar XYZ card, and their materials also become his materials. And his effect, once per turn, it has to be your turn only. You can detach and put one monster on your field, or either player's field, or either player's graveyard to that person's hand. And you can use this in combination with lava chain. Lava chain. For the simple fact, you can send one card from your deck to the graveyard, let's say an Honest, or a piece of Exodia. Then you can use M7's effect to bring that very card to your hand. There is an OTK with this in hero decks with these 2 monsters. One Gaga Cowboy. For everybody knows he's like a staple anyways now. So if your opponent has little life points left, bring him out defense, inflict that 800. One Dial Gusto Emerald. Let's say they get the piece to the graveyard and think, oh, they negated your pot of Avarice, so you ain't bringing shit back. Wrong. Overlay for level 4. Bring back 3 of those monsters to your deck. Shuffle, draw 1 card. So it's like a mini pot of Avarice. Or you can use his other effect, which you can't use in this deck because you can target 1 non-effect monster in your graveyard, special summon that card. But it's only limbs of Exodia. 1 Heretic Champion Excalibur. Since if you have 2 Palooks on the field, you can overlay for him because they're warrior types. And pretty much detach both. His attack becomes double its original attack to the end your opponent's next end phase, which makes him 4,000. So he's pretty much the OTK. Once you have it, the setup. 1 Starleg. Negate you bring your opponent's monsters to 0, their attack, and if you do, negate their effect. So they have to stop the first one first, his first effect. Not only that, it turns the duel around, punch their monster in the face, and if he's destroyed, whether it's by card effect or by battle, you draw a card. So in this deck, it's perfect. Those are level 4s. Then just 1 Zemayo. Level 5, let's say you have the field good monster control, and just bring him out. They have back row, as long as they're not activated or he's not negated when he's brought out. Pretty much pop those cards. 2 set cards, a magical trap. And 1 Stardust Dragon. This one's German. Ghost Rare. For the side deck, just run 1 Honest. So I can side out Exodia. I run 1 Honest, 2 Maxis because almost every deck special summons. And I want 2 Ghost Ships, but I only run 1 for now because I only got 1. And a Photon Slasher. Pretty much remove a light, and all the constellar cards are light. So remove a light, special summon level 5. And I want 2, so I can remove 2, and I can bring out the level 5 on Pilates better. That's just an extra seed monster on the field to have. And I substitute Photon Slasher because if I have an XYZ monster already on the field, or your opponent, you can special summon him in defense and just use him to overlay. To Fire Formation Tenki. Pretty much switching out Caius. Reinforcement of the army to bring out Palooks. I run 1 Inferno Reckless Summoning, so if I can special summon Sate, which is their Cyber Dragon. Let's say they have an Exceed monster, I'll play this, bring out 2 more sites, and freaking they can't bring out nothing from the extra deck. I mean, they have to bring out a card from their deck. So if it's a special summon monster from the extra deck, they're not bringing nothing else out, as far as I know. And then you can overlay for anything, especially if you special summon Sight and then bring out Caius. One limited removal, since the level 4 Exceed monster and M7 is both machines, double their attack. A Heavy Storm for a staple. Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning, and 2 XYZ Reflex. Anything that targets an XYZ monster, negate, destroy, and inflict 800 damage, whether it's a monster effect, magic, or trap. But they have to be on the field already. Warning, negate anything you want, pay half your life, and I mean warning is pay 2,000 to negate a monster summoning, special summoning. And Solemn Judgment, negate anything. That is my Exodia Constellar deck 2013 as of May 24th. Hit me up, comment, see how you like. Latest.